Namaste and welcome to INDICA BUZZ, your gateway to India's living knowledge traditions. This is the space where we explore the people, projects, and ideas shaping INDICA's mission to bring Indian knowledge systems into everyday conversation. In today's episode, we turn our attention to one of INDICA's signature initiatives, our online symposiums. The symposiums represent not just academic gathering, but a vibrant platform where deep thought and civilizational inquiry meet contemporary relevance. And who better than Dr. Nagaraj Paturi garu to speak about this rich intellectual space created by INDICA. Dr. Nagaraj Paturi garu is the Kulpati of INDICA. Welcome, Dr. Paturi. It is a joy to have you with us.
Namaste.
Let's start at the beginning. What was the original idea or need that gave rise to the INDICA symposiums, or what were the gaps that you were trying to address in the intellectual ecosystem?
We ourselves were organizing conferences earlier to symposiums, and these conferences, as everyone knows, have a long procedure, long processes to be followed for call for papers to be sent and abstracts to be received and reviewed, and then selections made, and the paper presenters to be allowed sufficient amount of time to prepare the papers and all that. Symposiums procedurally are require shorter time to organize because we have only invited speakers in the symposiums format as we do it. Let me clarify in the beginning itself. Let us not do any semantics of what a symposium is. Let us not do any etymological meaning of what a symposium is and all that. As far as Indica is concerned, symposium is an event where invited speakers alone are going to present their papers, and all the invited speakers are given more time to present their talks, usually not presentations, it's usually talks. And they are not selected by sending their abstracts and so on. That is the way we defined a symposium. So that kind of symposium is it requires shorter time to organize. That was a procedural advantage for Indica, and that way we are able to organize more number of symposiums in a year than the number of conferences in a year. So this is actually filling a gap in the entire ecosystem where talks are organized as individual talks. The way we are now speaking, this kind of talks are being organized on other platforms, but not a series of talks on a single topic in a day. This was not there. This format was not there in any of the other platforms in the IKS ecosystem. Now we started contributing that. A big number of scholars being gathered to speak on the same topic, a panel of scholars being formed, and they they give talks on various aspects of a chosen theme, and these chosen themes are sharply focused, very narrowly focused, and the sub-narrow focus within that is covered by the individual speakers. So that contribution, these series of symposiums which are growing in number day by day because of the facility of shorter time of process, we have been able to organize already around 37 of them. So
Wow.
that that is the contribution, that is the addition, the symposiums format in Indica is contributing.
Thank you. So essentially, you've clarified that we are talking about Indica symposiums and we don't want to get into the semantics. So these Indica symposiums are unique in format and feel, and therefore these are certainly different from the regular academic or cultural events. I'm just curious to know, how do you design these to reflect our civilizational lens?
These, so far, most of the Indica symposiums have been conceived by Indica's founder, Sri Harikiran Vatlamani Garu. He picks up a topic from his incessant creativity of his personality and comes up with newer and newer topics. This year, we have planned to conduct symposiums on a series of topics with a common theme in the series. Earlier, it used to be topics which are disparate from each other. But this year our plan has changed. But the topics chosen so far have been topics which are burning from the global IKS world point of view. And most of the topics chosen cover one main area of Indica's goals is among preservation, protection, and promotion goals. Protection has been one of the uh, in uh, current themes,
Yes,
running themes in choosing the topics.
true.
Wherever there is a possibility of countering and answering distortions or misrepresentations or misinterpretations of Indic civilizational ideas, symposiums have been conceived to gather scholars who do the Purva Paksha, who do the countering of those distortions, misinterpretations, and misrepresentations. A new perspective is given. We can proudly say that each and every one of our symposiums was successful in doing that. No topic was a topic that was a beaten track. People already knew kind of topics were not taken up, and topics that were definitely answering questions that were lingering in the minds of IKS ecosystem were chosen, and successfully we were able to answer those questions.
Thank you, Nagaraj Garu. Well, you've sort of given all the credit to the founder, Sri Harikiran Vadlamani, but your contribution in the successful curation execution of these symposiums can hardly be overemphasized. You've curated so many symposium. I mean, right now you said 37. So, could you share one or two standout moments or themes that have stayed with you and why?
Uh, Most of the symposiums I generally like are related to the Shastra scholar ecosystem. And these Shastra scholars who are invited to these symposiums always surprise the general world of academics, because this general world of academics has a feeling that it has a monopoly over rigor. It has a monopoly over argumentation. It has an exclusive talent in the area of presentation in a systematic way. But whenever Shastra scholars are involved, for example, we had topics like Vada, argumentation itself was a topic,
Yes.
and Samvada, dialogue was a topic. I don't think anyone in the world has organized topics of that kind except Indica. And we have organized topics which are actually specific to Shastra also. Then these Shastra scholars come, and most of the times they present their talks in Sanskrit, and because they were already trained in the Vakyartha Shastrartha system,
Yes.
where they regularly do it as a practice to
Yes.
present things in a systematic way, in a rigorous way, they come up with interesting topics, very minute topics, and make a very meticulous and keen, wide presentation on such a narrow focused topic within the chosen theme. Actually, they very well match their specific topic to the theme of the symposium also so well. That always gives me a greatest satisfaction.
Wonderful. So this is also like one of the endeavors that we have set out to bridge the divide between Shastra and the other part. So I think
Absolutely,
that is a
absolutely.
good, so that gives fulfillment, of course. Uh, One of the key aspects, and the fact that you've been able to curate 37 symposiums over the short period of time, is because there is online accessibility, and which essentially enables you to invite voices from all over the globe. So how important do you think has this digital presence been in shaping the reach and engagement of the symposiums? How much would you credit technology in enabling the the rapid number of symposium and the more relevant symposiums that you've organized so far?
Yeah, absolutely. All our symposiums have been online only.
Hmm.
Unlike our conferences, which were most of them were offline physical conferences, and a few only during the COVID time were online conferences. But symposiums have always been online events only. So this
Understood.
digital platform has been very useful in gathering people. And one very good advantage in organizing symposiums online is that people are not required to travel. So they sit in their own houses from abroad, from India, and from different places. And some of them actually, because the audience are not expected to show their video, they may even be watching, doing their own work at home. So they take this as a very convenient and comfortable way of gaining knowledge. And some of them might be serious audience taking notes, taking notes from the speakers. Some of them send messages to us while organizing these symposiums to connect the speakers with them. We supply email IDs to them through during the symposium. We, with the permission of the speaker, and we upload the videos to the Indic Academy YouTube channel, and we announce that also to the audience. And there is a continuous interaction of the audience, and there is a question and answer box which is within the app that we are using currently. We mostly use the Zoom app, and in that there is a question and answer box for this webinar mode. And they usually send their questions, and we take up relevant questions and make the speakers answer those questions live. And there is a very good interactive participation from the audience also. And all the digital facilities that are available, like live streaming. We live stream through YouTube, we live stream through Facebook, we live stream through whichever means it is possible. And more audience join because of those live streaming also. And there is this facility of the audience also being able to interact among themselves, audience being able to interact with the panel members. All those facilities are there within these digital apps and platforms. So a very good use of that is being made use by uh, our symposiums, during our symposiums.
Yeah, I've had the good fortune to co-curate a few such events with you online. I have been a participant or audience member myself. And just for the audience, who's watching, or the listeners who are listening to us, some symposiums have extended to beyond 10 hours. And it's very interesting to see members from different time zones keep logging in, and at any point of time, you had 300 plus people from across the globe attending. And yes, we share the recorded proceedings of the symposium, so it also becomes very convenient for them. And we have a generic email ID namaste@indica.org.in, where we've had many participants raise queries and which we address to their satisfaction to the best of our ability. Nagaraji, let's talk about the upcoming symposium on the living traditions of Ramayana. So please tell our audience, what is this particular symposium about? Why is this theme now? And what can participants expect from this edition?
This is academically a very important topic because the chosen text is the text of Valmiki's Ramayana, and it is studied world over in Indology, Sanskrit, and religious studies, and all other relevant departments in global universities as a great classic text from Indian literature. But what is not realized by most of the text centric scholars, text centric researchers, is that these texts, unlike the Greek epics or Latin epics or epics of other ancient civilizations in the world, these have a living culture, living tradition. The characters in these epics are worshipped as deities in temples, and these epics have their folk versions. They have their forest dweller versions. So these have connections with the origin narratives of communities, origin narratives of places, origin narratives of temples. They have a sacred enactment, sacred ritual enactment. They have people participate in the content of these epics. In the words of Joseph Campbell, they get into the world of archetypes deeply. They drown themselves into the world of archetypes of these epics deeply and become one of them. Some of them actually even get possessed by some of these characters and all that. This significance, if not realized by the scholars studying the text, so there is a danger of missing cultural sensitivity. The scholar might come up with some findings, research findings, which might be abhorring to the cultural sentiments woven around these texts by the people who live these texts. Uh, and there are actually some such kind of responses, research and academic responses from some scholars who have been seen to be hurting the sentiments of the people who live these texts. So, this kind of symposiums would sensitize the academic world, would sensitize the research world that they should not take these texts as just texts hanging in the air, just texts coming from some ancient past, and just some text lying in a rack of a library or in a palm leaf bundle. They should know that these texts are actually living in the culture of people of a certain country, and the
Yes.
sentiments and cultural sensitivities of people are entangled with these texts. I- Cultural sensitization of the entire academic world dealing with these texts is a very good outcome expected from such symposiums.
Wonderful, wonderful. That was really, really helpful. Nagaraj Garu, we often talk about Indic voice needing more platforms to assert itself. How do these symposiums contribute to that vision, not just for Indica, but for the larger Indian knowledge systems ecosystem?
Actually, the whole Indian knowledge systems ecosystem, which is actually the development of more and more platforms within Indian knowledge systems ecosystem itself, is recent, and Indica can proudly claim to be one of the pioneering such platforms. And once these platforms started growing up, it is as though all the volunteers working for a wedding event or marriage event are able to choose their own roles in a mutually non-contradicting way, mutually complementing way. All the different IKS ecosystem platforms are working in tandem, in sync, without actually contradicting each other. And within that process, Indica has been playing both a role of perfectly complementing the work of the other ecosystems, and also most of the times, Indica has been playing the role of guiding the other possibilities in the other IKS ecosystem platforms also.
Hmm.
Uh, and it is actually filling uh, a lot of gap within the IKS ecosystem. Every platform might be doing the same, but
Indeed.
Indica is very happy to be able to fill the gaps within the IKS ecosystem as it perceives them.
Wonderful. So, before we close, what message would you like to share with young scholars, practitioners, and enthusiasts tuning in? I mean, those who may want to either engage with the symposium or with Indica's broader work. What message would you like to share with them?
Um, I am already happy that many of them are already joining us. Our message is reaching them, and they are joining these symposiums well. But the youngsters should know that these symposiums are not just knowledge transmission events. These have been planned also to be able to pick you from the world, and all the youngsters who participate in these programs have an opportunity to actually dream of participating in these events as speakers, as contributing to the work that Indica is doing, or help Indica in getting networked with more and more IKS or Indic cultural activists. So I invite, I urge upon all the not just youngsters, Indic oriented enthusiasts to make use of these symposiums not just as a learning platform but also as a gathering platform where
Yes.
we meet other like minded people interested in a common topic with a common orientation, with a common objective, and with a common outcome in mind.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Paturi Garu, for that deep and expansive look into the heart of our symposiums. Really, really grateful for your time and presence here today. To our listeners, if this conversation has sparked your interest, to check out our upcoming symposium. We will be leaving the links and details in the episode description. We'll also leave the playlist of previous symposiums here so that you can peruse these at your own convenience. And do not forget, Indica Buzz is available both as a video and audio podcast. You can watch the full conversation right here or listen to us on audio platforms like Spotify, JioSaavn, Amazon Music, and others. The links will be placed here only. And until next time, stay curious and stay connected to India's living traditions. Namaste.